Hello everyone and welcome to F1 Challenge Career Mode. Today we are going to Canada, a track I really like in real life, and we currently sit second in the Constructors and third in the Drivers' Championship, so it's pretty impressive so far. I'd like to reach 50 likes in this video. This is going to be a very good race, I think, because I really like the circuit and I'm used to it. So I'm now going to hand you over to the commentator.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Mika Häkkinen is leading the Drivers' Championship and going for back-to-back victories here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Michael Schumacher second. Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the Constructors next. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship and arrive here having finished a legendary 1-2 in the last race. Can they do it again? Located on the Ile Notre Dame, just minutes away from downtown Montreal, the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve combines short of slow to medium speed chicanes and one hairpin. Despite being a dedicated motorsports facility, the barriers around Circuit Gilles Villeneuve are very close to the track, giving the circuit a distinctly street feel.
Right, so we jump straight into practice at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and my car is feeling a lot better, but still putting throttle on the grass, it still results in a crash. I still haven't learned from that mistake, but I start off my video with a crash, as I always do. And on my first flying lap, you see Mika Häkkinen set a 24.2. I'm going to set a 25.2, which is a big improvement from what happened in Catalunya, where I was 5 seconds off the pace. But I then improved to a 24.6, while Mika Häkkinen on a 23.8. And then on another run later on my 8th lap in practice, I go for a spin and I hit the wall. And that's not particularly good for my practice session, but we're now going to go into qualifying, where it's completely dry, 36 degrees, ambient temperature, 43 degrees to track temperature, so it's plenty hot enough for the tyres to start working. But we're heading towards a large chicane here, and I was pretty confident in qualifying. My car felt like it did in Imola. So we're going across this right hand curve, which is very high, and then across the left hand curve, which is completely flat, but there's a lot of grass in that runoff and it's very easy to get caught on it. But to the line, with what time we set, we're at 23.8, which is a decent time. And then later on the same run, we then dip our tyres on the grass and we've gone for a huge spin. And unfortunately, I've got some bad news about this race, because I won't be able to bring you any replays, because for some reason the replay didn't save, so no third angle, like TV angles or anything. I'm sorry about that, but you can see I'm improving in the top right by 2/10 into the line. How much have we improved by? We've actually set a 23.2, 6/10 faster, and I'm now going to hand you over to the grid.
Hello there. Welcome to Canada for round 6 of the 1999 FIA Formula One World Championship. Well, it's rain all the way today. Things are going to be tough, to say the least, out there. The Williams driver starts his race from first. Mika Häkkinen second. Schumacher third. David Coulthard fourth. Barrichello failed to get anywhere near the pace of his championship rival, the Williams driver. Schumacher was way off the pace of his teammate. He starts in 6th. Giancarlo Fisichella 7th. Johnny Herbert 8th. Janne Trulli 9th. Wirtz 10th. Alesi 11th. Zonta 12th. Eddie Irvine 13th. Villeneuve 14th. Branson 15th. Takagi 16th. De La Rosa 17th. Panis 18th. Marc Genet 19th. Damon Hill 20th. Diniz 21st. Badoa 22nd.
Right, so we got a surprise pole position, our first pole position. I think it was a little bit of a bug because the AI never got as fast as they did in practice, but we have the lights here in a wet Canada. And we are go, and it's a bad start, a very bad start, but it looks like we haven't been hit up the backside, so we haven't got any damage, so that's positive news. and we're down into 6th, but then our teammate has actually knocked off his front wing of Rubens Barrichello, so we're just going to go straight down the inside, otherwise he'll hold us up. But we've got the 4 in front of us, who are all very fast, Rubens Barrichello, the 2 McLarens and Michael Schumacher, and we need to try and get that position back, because they're literally sitting just in front of us, and Rubens Barrichello, I feel especially, is vulnerable. In these I haven't really driven much in wet conditions. I did a bit in Brazil, obviously, when I crashed, but that doesn't really, it's not a proper wet race. But this looks like it's going to be wet, especially as it said it was raining and it's wet, so I don't think the conditions will change for now. But Giancarlo Fisichella behind us had a really good qualifying, a really good start, and he's only 6th. The point is Rubens breaks really early for that right hander. We actually go into the back of him there. We haven't broken anything though, and then we get understeer at the exit of that left-hander as we go towards the hairpin, the very famous hairpin at Canada, and he's broken really early, and oh dear, we've hit him again. He's just breaking really weird places, but we may be able to get him on the way to the final chicane here if we get a good enough run out the final corner. We get lots of wheel spin, and of course we have loads of spray in our face, which isn't pleasant. As we're slipstreaming him all the way down this straight, can we be close enough for the final chicane? Hopefully we'll take it cleanly. Oh dear, he's broken really early, and we're having to take avoiding action there. And I know I cut the chicane here, but I then let off to try and let him pass. You see that I'm just feathering the throttle, but he just didn't want to go past. So I was just like, I'm not going to lose any more time to Coulthard and Schumacher and Hakkinen, because if he's not going to pass me. So we're now going on to lap 3, and we're behind David Coulthard, and we've gapped Rubens Barrichello. So it seems like we've got top 3 pace here, which is positive. But can we get Coulthard here? Yes, we can. Whoa, Coulthard breaking incredibly early. I think maybe because Schumacher was in front of him, but we're now up into 3rd place. We're up into a podium position on lap 4, and we've got Michael Schumacher in front of us going down to the hairpin, and he's broken on the inside, so we're going to go round the outside. I'm going to try hanging it around the outside. That's not going to work. He's going to shut the door. Rightly so, but we might have a run at him going into the final chicane, because we're a lot closer than we usually are along this straight. And as you can see in the top row, we've got 14 laps of fuel, so I feel that the win or a podium might be out of reach because of the fuel strategy, but we'll see. As we go down the inside of Michael Schumacher into the last chicane, can we keep it legal? Yes, we can, so that's a good pass there. And we've now got Mika Hakkinen in front of us, who we need to pass soon, as we're moving on to lap 5, and we're currently setting 1:31, so we're 8 seconds slower than we were in the dry, and Mika Hakkinen's going really slowly again. But we may have a look down here on the inside. No, he shut the door as we set the fastest lap of the race. So that's good news for us, and we're in 2nd place, which is even better news. But coming out of the final chicane, we get some wheel spin on lap 7, and Michael Schumacher's back through, but we need to take that position instantly back if we want to have a really good position come the end of the race. So we're just going to go straight down the inside. He's gone defensive. There's just about a gap, and we just about make it. That was a very daring move there. It was kind of a dive bomb, but it was clean, so that's okay. But we're now trying to catch up Mika Hakkinen for the lead, still on lap 8. But moving on to later on lap 8, we are actually still catching him up, obviously, and we then cut the chicane a bit because we made an error. And I'm on like 80% throttle here. It may not seem like it, but I am. Going towards the first corner. And they are really slow around here, but he's left a gap this time, and we're going to put our car up the inside. Can we keep it there? McHank's on the outside, and yes, he hasn't got the drive, and we're through into 1st place, which is an incredible job. I know we were 1st in Monaco, but with no deer, we've now gone wide on the grass. Could Mika Hakkinen be back past here? No, he looks like he's going to just hang behind, even though I let off a lot. There's a real problem with the AI, it seems. But on lap 11, everyone started to pit. My engineer kept telling me that all the teams were out in the pits, and you can see they're all out in the pits. And I thought that was my pit box there, because before my pit boxes were right at the front, so that might have cost me a second or two just stopping there. But we're now pulling into R1 and not Ferrari's one for a set of intermediates, because those are the wets. We haven't actually seen the monsoons yet in this season. I know it looks like I'm putting on slicks here, but that's just the game being all glitched out. Well, not glitched out, it's just a thing of the game. See, now they've changed it to intermediate tyres, and we're heading out of the pits. And if you want to know what happened to Mika Häkkinen and Michael Schumacher, they actually had a collision, and I would look at it if it wasn't for the replay functioning failing. So that's a bit disappointing. As we go off in the first corner on the gravel, Rubens Barrichello pissed a lap before us for intermediates, so we need to be careful of him. He's within 2 seconds of us. And David Coulthard stayed out because his teammate got rear-ended by Michael Schumacher. But we're now in first place on lap 22. And I think we're actually going to come in for a set of slick tyres, because it's gone to that stage. And of course Rubens Barrichello has kind of stayed the same gap. We've got Eddie Irvine in front of us, so we're about to lap. It's a bit embarrassing for Ferrari, but we're having our slick tyres put on and we're looking pretty good. We're good on qualifying, so on slicks. Putting into our pit garage now, hopefully we can have a good stop here. We've got the fuel going in, just a little bit more fuel just to make sure we get to the end. And they were putting slicks on, even though they're grooved, so they should still be pretty good when it comes to water. And we're coming out the pits now. Rubens Barrichello's actually jumped us in the pits from 3 seconds back, and so is David Coulthard. Always had a dangerous re-entry, or whatever it's called, which is unbelievable. And we now need to get past David Coulthard on the slicks. We're now down into third place from being a comfortable first. David Coulthard kind of disappeared for a while behind Rubens Barrichello on the intermediates, but he's now back on the slick tyres, and we're struggling to keep up with him in this first sector in these slightly damp conditions. I know it doesn't look like it, but it doesn't have the graphical thing in it to have spray coming off the front tyres. But you can see here on lap 25 that I go wide and hit the wall, and that's my front wing gone. If you wonder what happened to David Coulthard, he had a collision with Rubens Barrichello, but yet again I couldn't see it from my point of view, and then I couldn't look at the replay, so that's a bit unfortunate. But I am in first place, and as you can see I hit the wall. I hope I haven't got suspension damage, but David Coulthard will have taken the lead by now, so I think it's a battle for second place. And if you look at my front left, it is horribly bent. Yep, so we then had 9 laps ahead of us, which were absolutely gruesome to drive because the car wouldn't go in a straight line anymore. We're now skipping on to lap 35, and we are heading to the line for our 3rd time on the podium, and it's going to be a second place finish here in Montreal. We could have had the victory, but we're still coming home a very deserved second place. What a result.
Scintillating Canadian Grand Prix. Let's take a look at the final results. David Coulthard first. The Williams driver second. Damon Hill third. Trulli fourth. Schumacher fifth. Jacques Villeneuve sixth.
Right, so what a crazy race. So we finished second place with Damon Hill third and Ralf Schumacher fourth. So that's a pretty good result for Williams. Now I'm going to hand over to the driver standings.
With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Häkkinen first.
Yep, so Häkkinen still leads the championship by quite a margin. David Coulthard re-overtakes us after a couple of good races, and of course his first victory of the season, but we're on 21 points, so I hand over to the constructors.
McLaren increase their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship.
Yep, so Williams have now... Oops, I just interrupted. Sorry about that. But yes, Williams are now in second place, and a very secure second place from Ferrari. But that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'd really like to hit 50 likes in this one as we go on to Magny Core, which is the next race. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.